Welcome. You're inside the Colmar Minute, where last week the conversation revolved around the fact that the governance framework HR applies to administrative leadership was built for a role that no longer existed, and that when the function fails, the first question asked determine what got corrected. Now, today's observation is that there is a second consequence of that same governance gap, which is most visible at transitions. Now, when someone leaves an administrative leadership role, most institutions treat it as a staffing matter. They advertise the vacancy, conduct the interview, find a replacement, and onboard the new person. What they have not taken account for is what leaves with the person demitting the role. Now, consider this. A senior executive has worked with the same administrative professional for 6 years. In that time, the professional has come to understand how the executive thinks, what they need before a meeting, which relationship requires special handling, the commitments that are sensitive, the unwritten priorities, the ones that are never on the agenda but shape the decision. The new person walks into the role, they're capable, they're qualified, and they're eager, but yet they spend the next 6 to 12 months reconstructing what their predecessor knew instinctively but never transferred. Now, in that period, things begin to slip, not dramatically, just quietly. The executive absorbs more, explains more, follows up more, and it is a cost, but nobody acknowledges it as such. It is just associated to a transition as being normal, but it is anything but normal. Designing for knowledge preservation and continuity means treating a handover of such context as a governance process, not an informal courtesy between two individuals. It is unfortunate that HR cannot develop what it has not defined, and it cannot define what it has not examined. Now, if you have not read the essay, You Are Governing the Wrong Function, I encourage you to do so. It is on my website, thecolmargrouplimited.com, and the book, Administrative Leadership as a Strategic Asset, is available on Amazon and also on the website. The links are in the description below. Now, the conversation deepens and a new essay lands next week. So I expect to see you back here on Monday morning as we continue the conversation. I'm Ambassador Yolan Smith, and you have been inside the Colmar Minute.